Hey guys, Jeff Standards here with Arise and Innovation Junkie, and I want to talk a little bit about some more incentives. A few days ago, I talked about a couple of the incentives coming from the Arkansas Economic Development Commission, specifically around the Seed Capital Investment Program and the Technology Development Program. Today, I want to talk about the SBIR matching grants, the T-Tag, and some tax credits that are out there and available for entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs. So the SBIR, the Small Business Innovation Research Grant, is a federal grant program that usually is administered by various agencies within the federal government that are trying to solve specific problems. And so they put out notices of different grant programs under the SBIR. Once those SBIRs are achieved, either a phase one or a phase two, the Arkansas Economic Development Commission has a program to actually match those up to $50,000 for a phase one SBIR grant and up to $100,000 for a phase two award. So the objectives, much like the objectives of the other incentives to create and retain high-tech jobs, especially high-wage jobs in middle skill and high skill occupations, to encourage innovative small businesses to engage in federally funded research, and to increase the amount of SBIR funds invested in Arkansas businesses by the federal government. And then, of course, always focused on trying to induce the retention, growth, and the relocation or the location of companies in Arkansas. So you might go out and look at SBIR, the Small Business Innovation Research Program. Competitive. It's funded by the U.S. government and funds research and development by small businesses in the various states. The second one is called the T-Tag program, or the Technology Transfer Assistance Grant, T-Tag. This is administered by both the Arkansas Manufacturing Solutions Group within the AEDC, as well as the AEDC's Board of Science and Technology. Under the Manufacturing Solutions Program, enterprises with manufacturing NACE codes benefit by working with an approved technology transfer provider to adopt new technologies in order to improve their manufacturing processes. And in the under the Science and Technology Program, Arkansas-based enterprises are assisted with the cost associated with engineering or technical support fees, database searches, travel, responses to SBIR programs, or STTR, that's called the Small Business Technology Transfer Program. So they can be used to assist with responding to those RFPs, and usually some other costs decided on a case-by-case basis. So these matching grants are up to $5,000, and they're awarded to the technology transfer resource provider who possesses the capability to locate and transfer innovative technology to a specific Arkansas-based enterprise. So basically what happens is the AEDC will award the first $2,500 of that project cost, and the remaining will be shared on a 50-50 basis with the company up to $5,000. So the state provides $2,500 up front, and when that gets matched on a 50-50 basis, then they continue matching that on a 50-50 basis up to $5,000 of total award. So that's the T-Tag grant. So we've talked about SBIR and T-Tag. Now I want to talk about a couple of tax credit opportunities. One is the Equity Investor Tax Credit, also called the EITC. If you are a company that is looking to raise venture capital, to raise funds from investors in Arkansas, the Equity Investment Tax Credit can be applied in the form of state income tax credits to those companies that are investing. So what that does is it provides a sweetener for you as the founder who's raising funds. It provides a sweetener to you to offer to your investors that effectively is equal to 33 1/3% of the approved amount invested by an investor. So what happens there, if you're raising $1 million, the state will provide you with a tax credit for the first portion of that million. Let's call it up to 300,000 or up to 500,000, and you can offer that tax credit to your investors. And so what happens there is that once they invest, let's say they invest $100,000 as an individual investor, you then provide them a tax credit certificate that they can either sell or they can apply to their state income taxes. The other tax credits have to do with research and development. And so basically what this allows is that if you are heavily involved in research and development, you can qualify for the R&D tax credits. There are generally three different types. There's a 20% tax credit for qualified in-house research and development expenses for a 5-year project. And these are generally conducted by more mature companies. There's a tax credit of 33% for targeted businesses that are conducting qualified in-house research over a 5-year period. So these are very specific targeted types of companies. And then there's an income tax credit of up to $50,000 per year for more emerging firms that are engaged in research in a specific area of strategic value. And again, this can occur for 5 years as well. So a variety of different tax credits. Again, these are state tax credits. So I encourage you to check those out as well. So the SBIR match, you have to first actually be awarded a phase 1 or a phase 2 small business innovation research grant. There's the TTAG, or the Technology Transfer Assistance Grant, that can help you in your application for the SBIR, or if you're part of a manufacturing organization, to help you implement new technologies, where the state provides the first $2,500 and then matches on a 50-50 basis up to $500,000. There's the equity investor tax credit that you can offer to your investors if you're raising capital, which is up to 33.33% of state tax credits. And then there are 3 different types of the research and development income tax credits that can be applied as well. I encourage you to check those out from the Arkansas Economic Development Commission. You can always give us a call at Arise if you have any questions, and we can get you directed to the right resource. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.